Good morning, students. Hope all of you are fine. Okay, so last class we have started with the diseases of skin. Okay, so I have already told you. So our oral cavity is a mirror of the body, and many of the oral lesions are a manifestation of many systemic illnesses. So we are learning many disease conditions which are pertaining to oral cavity, as well as they have the cutaneous manifestations. Today we'll see about the condition called as oral lichen planus. Okay. So it is a chronic mucocutaneous disorder of the stratified squamous epithelium that affects not only oral cavity but also the genital mucous membrane, skin, nails, as well as scalp. So actually this oral lichen planus is derived from the Greek word lichen, which means the tree moss, and the Latin word planus, which means flat. So you see the lesion in this form. Okay, so the appearance of the lesion gives this name. So it was first presented by the English physician Erasmus Wilson in the year 1866. So they have also found that it is the same disease as the lichen Truber planus, which was previously described by the person named Hebra. Okay, and in 1895, the person named Wickham noted the characteristic reticulate white lines on the surface of this lesion, and that is the characteristic pattern what we discussed today, or what we say today, which is a characteristic feature of oral lichen planus, that is the Wickham stripe, that is the reticulate white lines which are seen on the surface of the lesion. Okay, and then Darrier is the person who is credited with the first formal description of the histopathological changes that are associated with oral lichen planus. Okay. So now we'll see about the pathogenesis of the disease condition. So pathogenesis means what is the pathway, or how the disease is, or which is the main role or the genesis for this, origin for this disease. So previously it was found to be a they don't know the exact cause of the disease or how it is occurring. So now they found that many data suggests that it is an autoimmune disorder. So now they have grouped oral lichen planus under autoimmune disease. Okay, so it is a particularly a T cell mediated autoimmune disease in which autocytotoxic CD8 T cells trigger apoptosis of the oral epithelial cells. So you all know there are CD8 T cells as well as CD4 T cells. The CD8 T cells are called the cytotoxic T cells. Okay, so auto antibodies are regulated against this CD8 T cells. So what is the autoimmune disease means? The body, our cells only, they think it as a foreign body or an antigen and act against our own cells and destroy them. So this is the base behind the autoimmunity process. Okay, so here which cells are affected? The CD8 T cells are affected and they trigger apoptosis of the oral epithelial cells. So here in the formation of oral lichen planus, so the CD8 T cells may recognize an antigen. So it will recognize once it is attached to the major histocompatibility complex, that is the MHC class 1 on the keratinocytes. Usually, so we know that usually MHC class 1 will bind to CD8 T cells and MHC class 2 will bind to CD4 T cells. Okay, so here they think the keratinocytes are responsible for this action and they will attack them and they will destroy the basal keratinocytes. So then this activated T cells will in turn release certain chemical mediators called the cytokines that will attract additional lymphocytes into the developing lesion. Okay, so this is the mechanism behind that. So the recognized antigen associated with MSC class 1 will bind with CD8 T cells and they trigger apoptosis of the basal keratinocytes that will lead to degeneration of the basal cells, and the liberation of cytokines will recruit more lymphocytes to the particular site. So when you see the histopathological changes, you find all these phenomenon occurring over there. Okay. So this is a schematic diagram showing you the pattern. So I have shown this black areas are the inflammatory cells or the lymphocytes. So when the cytokines are released, they will create more number of T lymphocytes to the juxtaepithelial or the area immediately adjacent to the epithelial layer, and the destruction is mainly on the basal keratinocytes. So these are the normal keratinocytes, and this shows the vascular degeneration of the basal cells. So the basal cells are getting disrupted or destroyed. So this is a cutaneous lichen planus, which we see on the flexor side of the forearm. Okay. So this is a classification given by Skeller and McCarthy, where the distribution of the oral lichen planus is shown. That is 80% of the lesion is seen in buccal mucosa, followed by tongue 65%, lips 20%, gingiva, floor of the mouth and palate less than 10%. Then the 6 P's or the clinical cutaneous characteristic feature, what you see in lichen planus, that is in skin lesions, it usually starts with the pruritic symptom. That is, pruritic means itching. Okay, so the 6 P's are pruritic, planar, polygonal, purple, plaques and papules. So this is the nature of the lesion. Depending on the nature of the lesion on the cutaneous skin surface, the 6 P's of lichen planus are given. Then coming to the oral cavity, there are basically 5 clinical forms. The first one is the most common form, which is the reticular form. Then there is a form called erythematous or atrophic form. Third form is the erosive form. Fourth one is the hypertrophic form. And the fifth one is the bullous form. So the reticular form is the most common form which you see here. And the reticular pattern you see in the lesion. Okay, so that is the typical pattern. So here you can see this picture. So this is the classic form of lichen planus. Usually you see this lesion bilaterally on either side. So already we studied 80% of the lesion occur on the buccal mucosa. So this is the characteristic Wickham striae, the reticular pattern you see in lichen planus. So the next form is the atrophic or the erythematous form. Here you can see the gingival lesion, which usually presents in the atrophic or the erythematous form. Here you won't find the typical reticular or the Wickham striae pattern. Then third form is the erosive form. So you see erosive areas in the buccal mucosa, but it is surrounded by the reticular or pattern. Okay, then hypertrophic is the increased in thickness. Okay, so it will have a resemblance to leukoplakic lesions. Okay, so thickened plaque-like lesions. So here you can find this typical Wickham striae pattern. Okay, and this is the hypertrophic form. And the last or the least form is the bullous form. So it also present like bullous-like lesions. So this area you can see a bulla is there. Okay. So lichen planus very rarely present the bullous form. Okay, so thank you students. So today we have studied about what is lichen planus, what is the pathogenesis behind the condition and the various clinical forms. In the next class, we will continue with the histopathologic features and the treatment aspect as well as the prognosis of lichen planus. Thank you.